What's going on, y'all? Thank you for checking in with Callie. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. So I'm going to get straight to it. The key for the Clippers to have success going forward, to make the playoffs and or make the play-in, is to not lose against teams they're supposed to lose against, to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, win games that are winnable. That's the key to the Clippers' victory. That's the key to the Clippers' success. A lot of times this season, as you heard me say in previous videos, they fell short in games where they should have never took their foot off the gas. They should have never got too comfortable, never got too relaxed, and never really, put their imprint on the game the way they should have, which is the reason why they lost some games that were very questionable, whether they had 20-plus point leads or whether the game came down to the waning moments of the game and they had it in their hands and they could have made better decisions as a team and not give turnovers or allow turnovers on their behalf, which allowed the other team to score and get in better position to beat them. They have to find ways to correct those things. Now, with Ty Lue, who knows, even though he's not feeling his best with his back injury and everything, the coaching staff still goes by his say-so. So whoever's out there, Brian Shaw, whoever, is pretty much going to go by Ty Lue's say-so and how he basically coaches through them. I get all that, but something has to change with this team, and it has to change pretty fast. I would really hate to see this team even go into a play-in tournament, with ailing Kawhi Leonard. He's healthy right now, but at the same time, we've seen in the last couple of years in the playoffs, he hasn't been able to sustain his health around playoff time. So that's the reason why I said ailing Kawhi Leonard, and other guys on the team are ailing as well. Norman Powell is in question. I'm not really sure what's going on with him. I mean, I thought he was cleared to play at one point, and then something got re-aggravated with him, and it's just one thing after another. But I mean, the Clippers have to find a way to just keep piecing things together and keep trying to fight. The other night, Bogdanovich had 30 points. That was a very, very good outing by him, and we need to see more of that from him because he has aggressiveness in him. He has the game in him. He's a really good player. When you watch him, when he was on Atlanta and now that he's on the Clippers, he's still a really good player. He has to just show that more and be more aggressive and trying to find his footing and where he fits in at. And I understand that's hard when you're switching teams like mid-season like that, but it's doable for him because, like I said, he's one of those type guys who can give them good minutes, he can score pretty good, around 15 to 17 a game, and he can give you great defense, really good defense. He's a 3-and-D guy, He can take the ball off the dribble as well too, underratedly. So they have guys that can get it done. It's not necessarily just waiting on Norman Powell and for Kawhi to play back-to-backs. It's also you got guys on the floor who can get it done as well. So now I will say Kawhi not playing back-to-backs does hurt their chemistry to me because it really psychologically, you're playing with them one night and you mentally not expecting to play the night after. It throws off the psyche of the team. It just does. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it doesn't. It throws off the psyche of the team, and as it should, because your best player is not at his best when he's not able to play every single game. And he's at his best when he's on the floor, but if it's not consistent every single game, they don't get the chemistry they need with him on the floor. That's the reason why some games they win without Kawhi and some games they win with Kawhi on the floor. It's not enough camaraderie for them to build something off of. And I hope that gets uplifted sometime soon because they can't just unleash Kawhi in the playoffs and say, here, now play every game and try to do this with your team where you don't have much chemistry with. Or should I say not enough chemistry with. So, I mean, it's a challenge for the Clippers. This is probably one of the most challenging seasons the Clippers have ever had. And I say that because not only they lost superstar power in the previous players they had, but they regained some power in areas that they didn't have before, which is defensively with DJ and Bogdanovich and all these other pieces. But it's still the same thing. Injuries are plaguing them from getting to their peak or us seeing them at their very best. And that's something that's always been with the Clippers the last several years since Kawhi been there and since Ty Lue's been there and the rest of the crew. And, it's like injuries at some point, you hope injuries don't be the siding factor in the situation for the team, but it just looks like it always seems to catch them at some point. Hopefully this year, at least if they do make the play-in tournament, hopefully everybody's at least healthy to be out there, because if they are, I think they'll give anybody a hell of a run, and I think they'll get out the play-in tournament and actually make it into a playoff spot. It's just so much tougher that way because now you're asking Kawhi to hold up even longer without no rest and just go straight into it. Now, of course, He's been out for a while, most of this season, but, with his knees, you got to kind of take it easy on him, to a degree. And that's what the team is thinking. But at the same time, they really can't take it easy right now because it's like they're in a position where 2-3 games, they can be in the 10 spot, or 2 or 3 game winning streak, they could be in the 6th spot, possibly, So they're like teetering like right in the middle, which is not really where you want to be. But at the same time, at least they're still in contention for that 6th spot. Now, I don't know if they're going to get it because the Warriors just look very good. And it's just going to be tough to get that spot from them. Not unless, whoever's above the Warriors start going through a losing streak and maybe they can find their way that way. But it's going to be an uphill climb for them. We'll see what happens. But very, very little minimal games left in the season, about 16, 15 games left in the season. If that much. So you got to try to win every single game. They got a game tonight against Atlanta. So, hopefully they take care of that. And then the Charlotte Hornets, and the big one they have is going to be against Cleveland, which I don't know how that's going to go. Hopefully Kawhi plays that game. Hopefully, if he does, then all good, because that means they'll definitely have a better chance, of like winning. But it's really nothing, it's no guarantee, with the team and everything. So they just haven't been 100% together, all this year as they need to be. So hopefully going forward, they will be, so we can see the best of them at least. And then at least give us a better, analysis of what they might be like, if and when they make the playoffs.